Hey, Shalom. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Hakwadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakaryam, Shah Yasha Allah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Now, we got a chief of staff, Secretary of Defense that's going to be coming out. His tongue is going to fall upon himself. A lot of information is coming out. All we got to say, through the spirit of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shah, is Akim Akwath, prepare thyself. Prepare thyself. Waste no time. No time is running out. It's getting short. We coming down to the wire. Stop playing games. Get serious about your salvation. If you of the hopeful elect, if you're hearing this message, if you're hearing the message of our apostles of Great Millstone, if you're claiming to be of the hopeful elect, there's things that you should be doing at this time to prepare, because this thing is going to hit, and these people are going to go crazy because their government is going to abandon them. So with us, we preparing our souls. Like when you go into Luke here, I'll just make this quick. We're going to get right into this video here. This is Luke, I think it's 12, right? When you go into Luke 12, this is the parable of the rich fool. Because right now you got preppers, they preparing. They getting things ready physically, not knowing that the soul is required from the heavens. It's not up to you if you survive this thing. This is Luke 12, verse 13. And one of the company said unto him, Master, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance with me. And he said unto him, Man, who made me a judge or a divider over you? This was Yahushua speaking, right? And he said unto me, Take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possesses. And a lot of these people think they're going to be okay because they prep, like toilet paper, water, canned goods. They strapped, they got the guns, got the knives, the axe, bunkers, so they thinking they're going to save their life by this. Not knowing a man's life is not, let's read that again. And he said unto them, Take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possesses. And he spake a parable unto them, saying, this is Yahweh speaking unto them, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plenteous. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits, right? And he said, This will I do. So he pondered amongst himself, I will pull down the barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits of my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry. And a lot of preppers, they see this thing coming. Canadian prepper is one that come to my mind, because he prepped for the next 20 years. So they think they just going to retreat when this thing hit into their own little zones, their little barns they built for themselves, and it's going to be okay. And it's not going to go that way. Thus saith the Lord. Not knowing the prophecies that this place is about to be scorched. Let's find out what happened. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But Yahweh said unto him, You fool, this night your soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall these things be, which thou hast provided? So is he, is the point, so is he that layeth up treasures for himself and is not rich towards Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. So these men, they're going to see reports like this, as well as himself. Like this guy got all kind of radiation scanners and generators. I watched this guy, see what he got, what he's allowed to show on camera. They trusting in their own strength, not knowing thy soul is going to be required. It's a mark on these people's head. They don't know the names of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua. They don't know what's going on, that the Lord bringing this destruction because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Let's check this out.
2 insiders exposing the attacks before the election. We have the one from my internal source, and then we have another one that's come out. We're going to show you both of those video clips, and then we're going to dive deep into the live simulations we're about to go through this month. This is all going to play a part in what we're about to experience, so you really want to stick around here to find out what's going on. Now, the target zones we showed you in the map in the last video. First off, this guy was a chief of office, secretary of defense, assistant, and you need to listen to what he says first, and then we'll take you into everything else that you need to see.
How vulnerable is it to outside attacks?
Big. It's big because once they hit it, we can't fix it fast. Look, we just saw Paris during the Olympics just got blacked out. Ain't a coincidence.
And mind you, when the Olympics started, one of the first things they did, they blacked them out. A lot of people was trapped in those. They got these super fast trains over there in Paris, and to enter, I think they had 60 to 70% of Paris locked down, and you had to wear these wristbands to where they were checkpoints where you had to scan your wrists to get through. That's why, a lot of problems with LeBron James' family, and I seen videos of Steph Curry, wife and mother being harassed, because they had them, everybody was locked down with a chip. They had chips in some of the sports players' socks, underwears, caps, headbands. But the fans itself, that came to witness this, they say, 3 billion people, something. I didn't even say they descended on Paris, but they were watching. So you can imagine the amount of people that was actually there to witness this. So they all had to comply. A serious chipping system took place over there with this Olympics that just happened.
An ability, that's why I think this election is so important, not just for everything we've talked about to this point, but in terms of national security and defense, which is sort of my wheelhouse.
How likely is that method of attack, do you think, from Russia, Iran, Korea, China?
Something's going to happen, if not already. Here's the other thing. The intel community right now is playing catch-up on half these attacks because, again, it wasn't a priority to preemptively detect them and thwart the attack. And so not only playing catch up, not only is it a deprioritization of intelligence collection and enforcement, you also don't have a will in DC to fix and upgrade any of this stuff. So I've always said they're gonna come at us in some fashion during this election cycle. I don't know exactly what that's gonna look like or if we're gonna know right away.
So the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. This is this guy right here. Yes, it is. The clock is ticking. Thanks a lot. Got a commercial. This just came in. The clock is ticking. Everybody said, what we in September? You got October, November. Less than 90 days. We don't know, something big gonna pop off real soon. But everybody got this eerie feeling, the hopeful elect, the Lord give us this spirit. Our spiritual antennas go up. We start spiritually detecting things. It's eerie out here. It's a feeling out here. You heard what he said. So prepare your souls. Prepare for the showdown. It's about to go down. This is Zephaniah 1:14 NLT. The terrible day of Yahweh is near. Swiftly it comes, a day of bitter tears, a day when even the strong men will cry out. All these preppers think they got it together. Nah, man, when this thing go down, ain't no pulling it back. We moving forward. And the Lord said this is going to be a day like no other. And don't forget, we still in the prophecy of this year. This is the year of the hopeful Jacob's trouble. All the prophecies of Jacob's trouble, be fulfilled. The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. You understand? And the Lord has been speeding this thing up. Now we in the last weaning days, weeks, months of 2024, going into 2025. So the Lord about to speed this thing up, man. Yeah, we about to hit something very exciting times. It will be a day when Yahweh's anger is poured out. See that? A day of trouble, distress, and anguish. A day of ruin and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and blackness. You think these people prepared for this? You think the black woman prepared for this? No, everybody's in go mode. They're in Noah's generation mode. Because that generation is back. Partying bullshit, man. They're not ready. Let me read that again. A day of trouble, distress, and anguish. A day of ruin and desolation. Let me just click on this word anguish real quick. Spirit showing me something. This is anguish. Anguish is extreme unhappiness caused by physical or mental suffering. You hear that? Look at the image they give you. The feeling of anguish is typically preceded by a tragedy or event that has profound meaning to being in question. Anguish can be felt physically or mentally, and they're going to feel it both ways. Anguish is also a term used in a philosophy, often as a synonym to angst. It is a paramount feature of existence philosophy. Okay, that ain't going to. They just word salad and that shit. Anguish, painful, torment, torture, suffering, distress, misery, sorrow, grief, headache, heartbreak, recklessness, unhappiness, woe, despair, the dark night of the soul. Whew. So the Lord says back in Zephaniah 1:15, it will be a day when Yahweh's anger is poured out, a day of terrible distress and anguish. Something when you about to feel this day in your soul. A day of ruin and desolation. A day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and thick blackness. A day of trumpet calls and battle cries. Down go the walled cities, right? And the strongest battlements, man. And America was looked at that at one time. So you see what's going on? And that's the guy that was just speaking. You can see, former Chief of Staff to the United States Secretary of Defense. He telling you that something about to hit before the election, man. What are you doing?
So, with that being said, the continuity of government plan that he was talking about in here starts in October. I was given info from my inside
And continuity
source.
of government is basically when they save the most important people in society to rebuild after the destruction. So they already upgraded that a few weeks ago. That came out. Canada went first. Then the 50 states went next, man. So everybody's upgrading their policies to the continuity of government.
about what was going to be coming in the coming weeks. I'm going to let you hear that clip. We protected his voice with technology. Listen to this.
I told you it was coming. They've been talking about it and talking behind closed doors, so I need to give you some information. From Homeland Security, intel was put out only to law enforcement, not publicly. We are getting intel of a large-scale EMP attack from Russia in the upcoming weeks, so I don't know if this is legit intel or a false flag event. But regardless of what it is, it will be harmful and disruptive. Homeland Security has advised local law enforcement that an imminent attack is going to happen in the coming weeks, and they're saying the attack could shut down the entire grid of the United States. And we are to be on alert and get our priorities together before it happens on what our response would be and how to handle the situation without communication. When I tell you that I have a very bad gut feeling that something that we have never seen in our lifetime is going to happen extremely soon. If this information is not getting out, people will be blindsided. And I don't like people being in the dark. There should be full transparency. I mean, I'm already under investigation from the FBI. And so I'm trying to be more covert how I give you this information. I will say, just me being observant, I have seen a lot of military activity and movement. I don't know if any of your viewers have said anything like that, but I've seen a lot of helicopter movement, vehicle movement. Stay vigilant.
Yeah, and I've been seeing it too, and I'm sure a lot of other people, your eyes on the prize, you've been seeing it as well. So as you can see, this thing is going down. So why are you wasting time? Giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahak Wadash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who told me this truth. Repent. Akim Akwav. You hearing this message? You know, get with the men of the Lord. Stop wasting time. Come around full circle. Trust in the Lord. Get the names correct. The Father name, Yahweh. The Son name, Yahweh Shai. Stop playing games with your salvation. We are definitely in a state of emergency. That white lover that you in bed with will abandon you soon. Soon you're gonna be between you and the Lord. Shalom.